Hello. I think you can hear me, but you probably can't see me, and I should fix that. Hello, I'm back, it seems. So, first off, a little bit of context here. The Crash Card Cup is now finished. I've just realised this says round 10. It's not round 10, it's round 11. Let's correct that. We are in the very final round of Swiss. However, the tournament has actually now finished. I had some issues as we were going through this last round where I couldn't communicate with my opponent. We were in different time zones. So he was, I think, West Coast of America. I'm here in the UK. There was a lot of issues, and we ended up only being able to play our final round when there were, I think, about -2 hours left until the deadline. So fortunately, Simo, who's been organising this, was busy at the time, so the round hadn't actually been officially concluded. And because the round hadn't been officially concluded, we both rushed onto Dueling Book as soon as we were both awake at the same time, played our game, and I'm hoping that this result gets included. But who knows? It was technically only played after we were supposed to have finished the tournament, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. It's a little bit of wait and see on that one. But because it was all done on Dueling Book in a hurry, I wasn't able to live stream the match at the time. However, as I say, it was on Dueling Book, so we've got a replay, and I thought rather than just leaving you guys all hanging, I can stream the replay for you and just maybe do a little bit of commentary about how it was all playing out as it went down, so you guys don't all miss out, because I told you I was going to bring you this last round and I didn't want to let you down. So yeah, let's kick ourselves off. I think I got the rock, paper, scissors in the end, so I choose to play first here, and then we'll just wait and see what we draw. Both playing more than 40 card decks, and I'm very happy with this hand. Like, I'm looking at this thinking everything's great. I've got my Beatrice, I've got my Scam Search, all going well. So yeah, just gonna roll in under the dulcet tones of smooth jazz backing. Can I make a video on the Trap BA variant? All my videos are on the Trap BA variant. But greetings, Sunel. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I think we go with mill 3 here. Upsettingly hit the seer, but it's not too much of a problem because I already have another BA monster in hand. Hitting the seer only really sucks if you don't have another BA and you are relying on linking away your Dante to get the discard to summon the Beatrice. So here I think I just go for both Seer and Graph effects. and the two of them put together. Is this real time? Yeah, two of those overlaid together. We'll get a second Dante out. And it's also kind of nice, just shifting the Dante there, play around the potential for mech knights. I chose to keep both materials under the Dante because there wasn't anything that I particularly needed to mill, and having Graph and Farfa both as materials is much better than having them engrave. Lucas, no, I haven't looked at BA Eldritch. I didn't fancy changing decks midway through the tournament, and at the moment the tournament is the only Yu-Gi-Oh that I'm playing, so I was just going to stick with something that's almost exactly the same the whole way through. It means that I don't have to relearn it as I'm going. So if you guys have been watching along with my streams before, you'll know that I've been playing a lot of Legends of Runeterra, so I don't have as much time for Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment. I think we're going to speed up a little bit here. Because I've got the Beatrice, I could discard the Farfa, sorry, detach the Farfa as a material on the summon. So even though I get negated by his Herald Orange on the Beatrice, that's absolutely fine. I've still got all of my effects coming down. So I'm able to use Farfa, Graph, Beatrice, and Dante, even after the Beatrice on field gets negated. So I think at this point he's just like, yep, it's enough for me. I've got no idea what he's playing against, so what I'm playing against rather. So I just do some generic siding for second. I put in the sphere modes because I saw that he was playing Jet Synchron, so it's going to be something involving a needle fiber. I don't know what, and it's World Chalice. This turn goes on for a long time after the Ash gets called by the grave, so I'm just going to let it play out. I don't really have anything here, so I'm just letting him make his combos so that I see what he's going to end on. Like, there's nothing in my hand that'll interact with this, so I'm just waiting to see what I end on. I do, of course, have the chance of drawing a sphere mode for turn, which would be able to out quite a lot of stuff on his board. But as you can see by everything going on here, there's not a lot that I could do. Wondering when I'd actually use Cherubini. Yeah, not very often. I think I've maybe summoned it once or twice throughout this whole tournament. Ooh. So, we just got to my turn. I draw the evenly matched, set 3 traps, and then he uses his Masquerena before the end of turn. Goes into a Unicorn. He uses Unicorn and Lib to get rid of 2 of my back rows. At this point, the only thing that I could possibly have is Trap Trick and the Evenly in hand to try and double evenly him at the end of the battle phase. Because I know that he has at least 1 hard negation. But the combination of Ningirsu getting rid of this and the negation means that I have absolutely nothing, so that is it for game 2. But it's fine. Very lucky to have won the rock, paper, scissors at the start because it means I get 2 games playing first, so we'll go into game 3. Choosing first for obvious reasons. I don't have any of my own plays, but it's not the end of the world because I've got plenty of things to stop his plays. Just set all of my back row. I'm not afraid of Lightning Storm because I've got Judgment. If he has 2, so be it. No need to Ash this when I know that there are far more impactful effects he could have later on. Master Diamond, congrats on the 10th place. So here he uses the effect of Lee. Nothing that I'm afraid of. And Fiend Griefing is enough to deal with his succession. I'll dump Backjack. The 3 cards that I get to look at here, Farfoot, Scum, and Fiendish Rhino Warrior. I chose to put the Fiendish Rhino Warrior on the top of the deck so that if he has extenders, I have options to send a Farfa with it, but I feel like I'm probably going to be sending Scum given how his turn started, needing to use Succession as a combo piece. So I banish my Backjack, mill the Rhino, and get the Scum, which gives me a tour guide going into next turn. And here he doesn't have any response for my tour guide, so I'm feeling pretty confident now. Fine mills. Graf's going to get me a Seer. We can hit him for 41. And that's all really. I make a Masquerena, just to give myself an extra piece of interaction to go along with the Beatrice. He considers reacting to my Seer and Dante chain, so I'm wondering if he's got a Herald of Orange Light. But I chose my targets in the order so that he could only negate the Dante adding back the Seer, so I'd still end on Beatrice either way. Thoughts on Remote Duel? I feel like it works completely fine for any situation where there are no prizes, but in a tournament where people stand to actually gain something, it just doesn't work. Like, there are aspects of Yu-Gi-Oh! That can't be ignored in terms of like shuffling, cutting. The fact that it would be so easy for someone to abuse just means that you can't have a competitive environment with Remote Duel. That said, there's nothing wrong with the idea of having that system. It just needs to be used appropriately. I get Kaiju'd here on the Beatrice. I don't think it would have been correct to even consider standby phase Beatrice effect, because if I didn't have a material under there, then I would just get the Masquerena Game sealed, and then I'd have no pieces of interaction other than the back row. But I still get the Dante effect from under Beatrice, which means that I have a discard for the Dynamiscus and a discard for the Nightmare with Masquerena. He reborns my Beatrice here, which seems like an interesting decision. It's so that he can try and force out the Masquerena by going to the battle phase, but in doing so, at the end of the battle phase, at the end of the main phase rather, I use the Masquerena effect. Lets me summon a Nightmare Unicorn, and the Unicorn puts Beatrice back into my extra deck. Get back a Dante. I still have a good discard for the Dynamiscus, Ash Blossom, Judgment, and Called By. Summon Lee again, search another Manila, and I've got the Ash Blossom for his Transmodify here. And that's all it took. Just shows how important it is to win the die roll, or I guess online, win the rock, paper, scissors against this kind of combo deck, because I don't think there is any way outside of Sphere Mode that I could realistically have hoped to win 2 games going second. But having picked up the win going first in Game 1 and being able to go first again in Game 3, I was in a really strong position for that match. So, thank you guys for watching along with me. We ended up 7-4 at the end of the Swiss for Crush Card Cup. I felt pretty happy about it. There were definitely deck building errors that cost me earlier games. And I think one of the matches that I lost, which I wasn't able to stream, I was still kind of tilted about the whole situation with my computer maybe being broken. I didn't play my best at that point, but it's been a really fun event to play along with. So thank you to Simo for hosting everything and for inviting me to come along and play. It's been really cool, and maybe I will continue doing something similar to this with some streamed matches, or I can stream some more Runeterra content. If any of you guys want to see that, just drop a message me, message the channel, say what kind of content you want to see, and we won't definitely be doing everything that people wants to see, but it's useful to know what kind of content people enjoy, so we can decide based on what content we like to make and what you like to see, what stuff we want to do going forwards, because it's important to have a little something going on if we can't play live tournaments. But yeah, I'll see you guys again soon, I'm sure. We want to do going forwards, because it's important to have a little something going on if we can't play live tournaments.